When the one gentleman talked about, in regards to the Steve Harvey situation, when the young gentleman talked about, he got his nice car and he works hard, he smells the good food coming from his neighbors, and his wife is the guy's wife supported, even though he's riding a bike. I see that all the time here in South America. It is amazing how women see the value of the effort of manhood.
So what I tell you? Shake those titties, shake those titties, shake those titties, shake those titties, shake those titties. I told you, run shit around here.
My wife will tell you all the time, she never wants to be with a man that does not walk in with pride in his masculinity. Because it allows her to be proud of her femininity. She doesn't have to substitute it. She don't want to trade it off. She don't want to, men and women got a form, and she don't want to hear none of that. She's like, I am all woman. It is your job to be 100% man.
Some people know how to live better than others with or without money. They just sort out and pick a better person to share their time with. You feel what I'm saying? Even if you sleep in a one-bedroom apartment, you may be richer than a rich guy. Your life, the fabric of your life, and what you're doing, and how you feel about yourself at the moment.
And when it comes to the topic of what do you bring to the table, she'll sit up at the front of the table with pride and say, I bring balance to the relationship. I bring cooperation to the relationship. We just talked about this not even 10 minutes ago in regards to you guys in this subject. And she said, I bring cooperation. I bring support. I bring submissiveness, especially her business skills, man. I told somebody about a year ago on one of our streams, I said, since I've been here in Colombia, the last 6 years, my wife has probably saved me in having to pay other people to do certain things because my wife is a corporate accountant here. She's probably saved me at least $27,000 to $30,000 in having to pay other people to do certain things, get my visa work taken care of, the contracts for this apartment, the contracts for the property that we own in other locations. All those things were negotiated by her to where at that point, a lot of guys that come to Colombia now hit us up. Hey, could you have Andrea do this for me? Or I'll pay her to do that. Or could you, I got a meeting. Could your wife be the translator for me? Because I want to make sure I get everything. She saved me and all the things that she brings to the table. At the same time, I get a hot meal every single meals, plural, every single day. My wife says that I bring balance, meaning that I have the ability to be a full-time career woman and also be a full-time married family woman. And if a woman can't balance that, then that's on her. She has to work on that. And that's what my wife says that she brings to the table. First of all, that cooperation, that submissiveness. She's 100% with Kevin Summers when he said soup, sandwich, support, and silence is what all men need. And she says this is globally. She says it's not just a U.S. thing. It's not a Latin thing. All men need sex. All men need a hot meal. All men need support and respect, and all men need sometimes just have some space. They need us to just be quiet and give them space to create. She says that it is all what she says just a few moments ago in regards to being what she brings to the table. She said, it's my job to manage the family and the unit as you lead us in the direction that we're supposed to go. She says, so your job is to be the leader. My job is to manage everything that's set up. And she does an excellent job. So when that brother said that you can do it on a bike and have that type of support in many Latin families and Middle Eastern families, or you can do it in a nice vehicle, he's 100% correct in regards to that. The question that I have for you is two questions for you, gentlemen. First of all, when are you guys going to get your passport? Let's get this out of the way. Ain't nobody asked. I'm asking right now.
We already got our passports. So you know what I'm saying? We've been at passports.
That's what I need to hear. That's what I need to hear. Second question.
We got to travel.
You need to know what's the destination. That's
First destination, come on down to Cali, Colombia, man. The salsa capital. These women are built for relationships. It's not like Medellin, Colombia, because a lot of us break our teeth on Medellin and party time, which is cool. But Cali, Colombia, man, is 70% sisters. So you get your Afro-Colombian experience on, and it's actually the second largest black city in all of South America. So you got a lot of sisters down here. So when the brother Eli said, I want to marry a sister, all my mind was thinking like, what country? I wasn't even considering, because when you become a traveler, you start to come to the reality that you have global options of sisterhoods now.
Why it's so hard for y'all to believe I'm from Colombia? I get that you don't see the people like me on TV shows from Colombia, but you can clearly hear my accent. Like, hablo español, es mi primer idioma. Si soy de Colombia, no estoy mintiendo.
And you don't have to just say statistically, because over 72% of all Americans will live and pass on within a 50-mile radius of the hospital in which they were born in. You got a passport. And you don't have to live or pass on within that. 72% of all Americans will die or pass on within a 50-mile radius of whatever hospital at which you were born in. And that's sad. That means that if you were born in Philly, you will pass on in Philly. If you were born in Detroit like I was, or some people in Tampa, or whatever it is, New York, you have a 72% chance of passing on in that area and not taking advantage of this global opportunity of all these beautiful women that want to, they love us. They call us black men beautiful. When was the last time you had women in the United States tell you, men, that you are beautiful? They appreciate you. They respect you, man.
What about the femininity? Is the femininity conditional, or they just come with the femininity?
No, it's part of it. Their mama taught them, their grandmama taught it. So I don't even have to say anything about femininity. Mom, grandma, aunties, her friends. She checks her friends. Her friends be like, girl, I got no argument. She said, do not be arguing with that man about something petty. Do not be a drama queen. So my wife is on top of them because they're always asking her for wifely advice to be a better woman themselves. So you don't even have to have the men saying nothing. We can sit back with our cervezas with a beer.
You do have the situation where you could talk from out of there. I want to know if you think it's a generational thing, if it's an American thing, or if it's a race thing, because, you know, they always say, well, there's some truth into it. You know, black women are not taught to be wives, where there are other groups of women who are raised to be wives. You know, black women are independent.
That's a good question, because I'm finding that, and I have to admit this over the last year, man, from just talking to brothers that live here, just the Afro-Colombian brothers, they going through it too. See, the cinema of many countries is not large. So when I go to the movies here, 98% of the movies are from the States. So they watching the girlfriend movies, the Waiting to Exhale movies. They're watching sisters on reality shows. They're watching the Kardashians. They don't have their own bit of cinema like coming from the States. So these sisters are being bombarded with this independent woman thing in South America. And fortunately, they're being halted by women. I mean, halted by the dudes that are coming down here saying, sisters, y'all don't want to be like the sisters in the States. Slow that down. So they're slowing down. But I kid you not, there are a lot of, in other words, from all the countries that I've been to, North America, South America, Central America, and some parts of Europe, bruh, when it came to the sisters, no offense, sisters, and I love you, sisters are sisters. It's going to be that era of attitude. Number one thing in Spanish is that attitude, is that mouthpiece. It doesn't even matter if it's and that's the crazy part. You would think it would be, okay, I'm in South America. These women they're Latin, they're more traditional. And yes, they are. You're going to get that hot meal with the mouthpiece. You're gonna get that intimacy, but she's going to be going through your cell phone every time you turn around. And so
that's not like a compromise, because we get the mouthpiece and none of that other shit.
And that's what I was about to say. Because what it is down here, and I'll tell you what it is not that they're coming at us as men. They know the competition is deep. The one thing about South America, you got Venezuelans, you got Brazilians, you've got those that are coming from Ecuador, you got beautiful sisters that are coming up from Argentina, you got women that are coming up from like I mentioned in the other last stream, coming from Guyana, where Chile and Rihanna's mom is from. So you've seen these gorgeous sisters everywhere. So do the women. See, women in the United States talk crazy because for the most part, they don't think they have any competition. Well, you know what, 70% of all sisters in the United States are obese.
4 out of 5 black women in the U.S. are overweight, and more than half of all black women are considered obese.
We are dying faster and at higher rates than women in every state from preventable diseases like diabetes, like some cancers. I mean, so that is directly related to the way we care for our bodies.
Why do you think that is?
On the priority list of things in a Black woman's life, unfortunately, health has fallen down the priority line.
And I'm not. So I have no competition. That's how they feel. I can talk crazy to you because I have no competition. If you want somebody that's sexy like me, because the other 70% don't look like me, you're going to have to pay for it. Drop, and I see the women that y'all have on the platform. Beautiful women, really nice young ladies. Drop them in Colombia. You never see them again. They couldn't blend into this beauty.
You're not Black, you're Afro-Latina. The thing with that word Afro-Latina is that it's so general. First of all, Latino or Latina is not a race. My race is Black. And Latino, there is so many Latino countries that I'd rather be called Afro-Colombian than Afro-Latina, because at the end of the day, there's so many countries. So yeah, you need to learn the difference between race, ethnicity, and nationality. So okay, I'm Afro-Latina, Afro-Colombian, and I'm Black as well. I know I'm not African-American. I will never be, because I was not born here. When I say I'm Black, I don't mean African-American, because I'm not, you know.
She is not that hot here. There are so many ultra hot. And I'm talking about down here where these sisters got natural afros, natural curly hair going there in their back, longer than the Kardashians, no weave in sight. I'm talking about chocolate sisters to the sisters that are caramel. And so there's so much competition that the sister, when she finally get a good dude like you guys, they trying to hold on to you.
A $15 date through the Colombian Hood. This was crazy, guys. Comuna 13 was once the most dangerous neighborhood in the world, but the girl I was with ensured me not to worry, and she had a surprise waiting for me at the top.
This is really extreme.
We started off by getting these sweet drinks with like gummy worms in them and watched the local dance and rap crews. She knew the best ones to attend. She told me the tragic backstory of this place and how people here really rose out of the ashes to create a beautiful community and a hub for arts and all around good vibes.
So funny because America's afraid to come here because they think it's too dangerous here.
Okay. The people think the Americans are more crazy. Yeah.
The Americans think Colombians are like dangerous.
We were hungry and got some delicious street food meat on the way to the top. And as the sun went down, the colors of the neighborhood never left. This is where Lizora showed me her surprise. She knows the operators of one of these bungee machines, so we got a massive discount. It's normally like $8, and we got it for like $4. I guarantee this has no oversight by any safety committee, but we both survived and had a great time.
Because they like, listen, I know as soon as he walk out that door, it's 15 more that got a curves like me, got a complexion like me, and they cater to you knowing that, listen, I need to make sure that my man is happy, because I'm not like the women in the States that act like I'm the only one that can satisfy a man. Women in South America know I'm not the only beautiful one. I'm not the only one that can cook. I'm not the only one that can be submissive. I'm not the only one that can be cooperative. So I've got to go the extra mile. Women in the States.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You just sold the shit out of that shit.
You pitching this shit.
Yo, you pitched the shit out of that shit. What city you said that was again? Book my flight.
I'm in Cali, Colombia, man. Cali, Colombia is the capital of South
fucking flight.
You went from Steve Harvey to passport representative, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
man. Because I sit back and Steve is 66 years old. We got to realize this. We're talking about a dude that's not going to change his ways because it's making so much money for him. Yeah. He's like an old pastor. That pastor has built a church to 20,000 people. You think he's about to change his message? And he's seeing 80% of the proceeds that's coming in are coming in from the women that's buying his books, that's buying his cassettes or whatever it is. Like, I'm talking about old school pastors. And they never been the church. They never been built with the,
once he had women accountable next week, they even show up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
T.D. Jakes back in the day used to have the man empowerment thing. To this day, he still got woman thou art loose. Let the man empowerment thing go almost 15, 20 years ago. Forget about men. They ain't bringing in no money. Let me keep this woman thou art loose going. And he's still doing those same those same functions every year and making millions every year off the back of telling lies to women. And I really, in all sincerity, gentlemen, I can't be mad at these dudes. If these ladies are still falling for this lie, who am I to sit back and trip on these dudes on the hustle? Because we all know that Steve and a lot of these pastors, it's a hustle. So if women want scammers, go to church because them dudes scamming and having babies behind their back. The last question I got for you guys is, you guys are younger than I am. I'm 55. And do you guys think in your lifetime things are going to get better? Based on, and be sincere, I'm not hearing, I hope it gets better. We all hope it gets better. But as far as your dating pool, like I always say, there's plenty of fish, but the water is murky. And so do you guys actually believe that in your lifetimes it's going to get better? And if it's not, why shouldn't you take advantage of global opportunities?
When you say better, you mean the dynamic between black men and black women, or what do you?
Yeah, that dating dynamic. Because even if the friendship dynamic and business dynamic get better, will the dating dynamic for you guys having quality women to choose from and women having quality men, do you really think that that's going to happen? Your task, Kevin's task, Obsidian and O'Shea's task to bring us together. Do you guys actually think that's going to happen in your lifetimes? And I'm saying it to younger guys. I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime. So that's why I've got my passport left.
It's not going to happen in our lifetime. You talk about years of psychological trauma and conditioning. Like, it's not going to happen within a lifetime. But hopefully, I think what we're trying to do is plant the seeds into the next generation, and hopefully, I don't even think with the next generation is going to happen. Like, it's going to take a couple of decades to get this. You know what I mean?
The next generation, they worse than this generation. So I think it's like I said, with the kids that's coming up now, we got to start with the kids, because that's when they in their learning phase, and you can actually groom and teach them. So I think the generation of children will probably be the ones to change and make it better. I don't think it'll be.
I have conversations with men that's younger than us, like 20, 21, and they're saying, and the women in their age bracket are expecting them to make 100K and X, Y. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So, listen, man, it's not gonna happen, but
I definitely don't think it's gonna happen, and it's sad that we all got the same fucking answer. I truly don't think it'll change until women understand that men have to be the leader in a relationship for it to be successful. I know it might sound crazy, but ladies, if you make more than that man, he still has to be the leader in that relationship. Now, there's going to be things in your relationship where you can lead at, but that man should still lead the relationship. If you're comfortable with committing with him, you should also trust his word and judgment. Now, not saying you don't have a mouth before women get their panties twisted up, but that man should lead that relationship into a successful direction.